Woohoo! Welcome. I know it's going to take some time for you all to come on in. Come on in. I'm looking forward to seeing you all tonight. I am your host, Avalaura, your life coach and intuitive consultant. And I am coming to you live for as long as I can or until this thing is over, whichever one comes first. I am here every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern for Meditation Monday. Every Wednesday, today is Wednesday, it is Wellness Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then on Friday, I come to you live at 12 p.m. Eastern again for Feel Good Friday. So that is the schedule. Make sure you tune in, put it on your calendar. Make sure you give yourself that reminder so you can join us live. If you're on the replay, hey, replay watchers, hashtag replay. If you're coming in and tuning in, let me know who you are. Tell me your name, where you're coming in from. I'd love to hear from you. What makes this fun is the discussion, making it interactive. So don't be shy. Feel free. Talk to me, let me know you're here. Also, let me know that you can hear me. Sometimes when you do live streams, you feel like you're in a bubble. You don't know if people can actually hear you and see you, and you feel like you're talking to yourself. So let me know that you can hear me. You can see me okay, all that good stuff. Looking forward to hearing from you. So today I am going to be talking about my self-care routine, plus give you some techniques for healthy, successful quarantine self-care. Because this self-care ain't like normal self-care where maybe you can go out and about, right? So things have to be done a little bit differently now. So I'll be talking to you about that. Again, like I said, I am here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. This Friday, make sure you tune in at 12 p.m. Eastern. I will be coming back with my business bestie, Jessica, and I might have another guest. We'll see. But we're going to be talking about relationships, right? So we're going to be talking about Feel Good Friday. We're just going to be talking about how are you relationshiping during this quarantine. So that's what you have to look forward to on Friday. On Monday, if you missed it, it was meditation. It is still up. You can find it on Avalaura's Healing Center on my business page, Avalaura's Healing Center. You can find it there. Or you can also find it on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. Just look me up, Avalaura. Hey, Shantae. Awesome. Thank you for letting me know you all are here. And I can see some of the rest of y'all here. So y'all just haven't said anything yet. So I know as we get started, you'll be coming in. So, now, for those of you after this is over, you're like, okay, I need to continue this because here's the goal, right? I'm bringing this to you during the quarantine, but please know that these are things that you can do afterwards. Don't feel like after this quarantine is over that you're just going to go out about your business and go back to doing things normally. That's not what I want for you. I want you to create a shift. I want you to change. I want you to use this time for your advantage. So the goal is that this is the time that you have to, experiment, practice, perfect. And then after this time is over, where you kind of really are forced to slow down, when you get back to your regular routine, that you will still implement some of these things. That's the goal. That is my intention for you. Have your own intention, but that is absolutely my intention for you. Don't just take this as a temporary thing. Like, yeah, this sounds good during the quarantine. I'm going to practice self-care and this is what I'm going to do. I want you to continue it afterwards. So I have my self-care bundle. It is still my birthday bundle, but my birthday month is officially over. We're in April right now. So now it's the self-care bundle. Okay. How about that? But really what I'm giving you are 5 of my favorite products. And I use my own products. I just want you to know. So I know that they work. But these are 5 of my digital products. Some of my favorite ones are $44. And you're basically getting them all for free. The meditation is $40 in and of itself. So you're getting the meditation, which I talk a lot about. And again, we meditate on Monday. You're getting the workbook. You're getting 2 of my ebooks. So Bliss, so how to live a life of passion and purpose. And then you're also getting Power. So what do you do? How do you sustain yourself, right? Stay sane, stay focused, stay happy when things are not going well, when they're not going right, where they're not going the way that you want them to, probably like right now, right? So when life happens, what do you do? So you're getting that, and then you're getting my power journal, and then you're also getting how to wrap your hair. So we might talk about that one Friday too for Feel Good Friday as well. So today we're going to talk all about self-care. You know, I am a big self-care proponent. I teach about it, talk about it, get paid to speak about it at conferences, retreats, um, so many places, different organizations, and of course here with you all right now. And so one of the things about self-care that I think people don't tend to understand, or that we kind of have misconceptions about, is understanding that self is the first word in self-care. You know, as I say, self-care is the best healthcare. And if you're practicing self-care every single day, year round, when times of stress, when times of chaos, when times like this happen, you have a buffer to protect you from all these things that are going on in the world because you're practicing self-care. So the stress and the strain and the overwhelm and the anxiety and the depression, not to say that they won't happen because you're human, but they won't happen as much because you've been taking care of yourself all along. So the self and self-care is important because self meaning that it's all about you. When it comes to self-care, you have to find out what works for you. Not works for me, not what works for Shantae over here, not works for everybody else who's watching and just not saying anything. And if you're watching, you just coming in, please, say, hey, give me a shout out, tell me your name, where you're coming in from. But you got to find out what works for you. So that takes some work, that takes some introspection, that takes some practice, right? That takes some experimenting. So I'm going to give you my routine, but I know that this is my routine that works for me. My routine may not work for you. You have to find your own routine. So that's the first step that I'm going to get you is don't forget the self that's in self-care. Self-care means it's about you. You got to find what works for you. The other tip that I'm going to give you, and I say this all the time, but I don't think that I can ever say it too much because I think that, it's repetition. The more you hear it, the more hopefully I'm going on in your head as you go through your day. Hey, Kelvin, welcome from Atlanta, ATL. Nice to see you. And how are you? I know you were sick for a while, so I hope you're feeling better. Um, so this self-care talk is definitely for you. You're going through illness and everything else. Self-care, you absolutely, that's when you got to practice self-care even more. But the second tip that I want to give you about self-care, and this is so important, is that one of the things that I see a lot of is that self-care gets reduced to, bubble baths and massage and getting your mani pedi and, going shopping or going to brunch with your friends. And those are all cool things. Those are all things that I like to do. Definitely a part of my self-care. But I want you to make sure that you're not falling into superficial self-care. And what that means is you're not doing enough self-care for what it is that you actually need. And so superficial self-care happens when you think you're doing some self-care, but it's not enough. And then you're feeling like, well, this doesn't work. And it's not that it doesn't work, it's that you're not doing enough self-care for what's going on for you and your life at this time. So my second tip is your self-care needs to match the level of your stress. Your self-care needs to match the level of your stress. So if your stress is at a 10, and a lot of you are at a 10 right now, right? A lot of us, I talk to my clients, I'm talking to you all on social media. A lot of people are really struggling. Some of you are having your good days and your bad days. So what that means is if you're having one of those bad days where your self-care is at a 10, your stress is at a 10, that means your self-care needs to be at a 10. If you're having a day where maybe your stress is at a 5, then your self-care needs to be at a 5. Maybe you don't need to do as much. So your self-care needs to match the level of your stress. Good to hear you made a full recovery. Yes, thank you, God. Yes. Prayer is a part of self-care, y'all. Prayer is absolutely a part of self-care. So that's my second tip for you. So don't fall into superficial self-care. That is dangerous. Make sure that your self-care matches the level of your stress. And then the third thing that I'm going to offer you, and this is something that I help my clients with, is designing your own self-care routine. What does that mean? Your self-care routine should look like have a schedule. Like on my phone, I have everything on my phone. I tell everybody, listen, if it's not in my schedule, it doesn't exist, and that's real. And I know for a lot of you who are busy, you're balancing your career, your family, your side hustle, your boo, everything that you have going on, right? You're balancing all these things. And so you have a lot going on. So you tend to forget things. So schedule it. So your self-care should be scheduled, whether it's in ink, whether it's reminders on your phone, and you should have daily self-care activities, weekly self-care activities, and monthly self-care activities. So daily, weekly, monthly. So every single day, you should be practicing self-care. And remember, if your stress is up more, then that means you need to increase your self-care. You need to do more. So every single day, what that looks like for you is not the way it's going to look for everybody else. Remember, the self is about self-care. It's an individual thing. Hey, Judine. Yes, yes, yes. Where are you coming in from? Thank you for watching. Again, if you're coming in, introduce yourself. Tell me who you are, where you're coming in from. Love to hear from you. Self-care should match your stress. So for my routine, right? I get up in the morning and literally the first thing that I do, it's really three things, and I kind of do them all around the same time. So the order is I wake up, thank you God, right? Gratitude. Like literally, thank you for seeing another day, especially right now. What's really interesting, I think that okay, cool, you're coming in from Maryland. Awesome. I think right now it's a very interesting time that we're living in, because when we first heard of this coronavirus, I know many of us thought it was a joke. Many people said, oh, it's a conspiracy theory, it's not real. You have all this misinformation, all these rumors going around social media. I mean, it's a mess and it's still happening. But I think what's happening now is that we're in, what, 3 weeks now? Every single body that I know knows at least one person who has been impacted by this virus. So they either know someone who has been in the hospital or they know someone who has died. Every single person, or I should say maybe somebody who's sick who had to self quarantine because there's no room in the hospitals, but they're sick at home. So what's happening is you're seeing people now take it a little bit more seriously, more so than before. And not only are we dealing with the fact that, yes, we're stuck in the house and we don't have our freedom, but we're dealing with the losses of loved ones. Myself, my ex-husband's uncle, I guess he's my ex-uncle, just passed away. And even though it's been a few years since I've spoken to him or saw him, I was, that was a loss. I really grieved that, because out of all of his uncles, like, he was my favorite one. He was a sweetheart. He was a beautiful person. And to know that, this virus just took him out, it's just, it hit me, even though that's not even, I'm gonna still say family, but not my immediate family. So we're all being impacted in so many different ways. Like, we have to grieve these losses that we're experiencing, because when you have this pain, right, this heartache, this um this anger, this hurt, this depression, this sadness, it stays in your body and stays stuck unless you do something to really release it. And that's something that I have to teach all of my clients, because it's one of the most powerful things that you can ever learn, is how to really master your feelings and how to release them. It's so important. So we're dealing with all of these things all at the same time. Someone that got sick and tested positive. Yeah. I mean, it's very real. Like, everybody does now. And so, we have all of these stressors coming to us at once. And some people are like, oh, I'm fine. But a lot of you aren't fine. And even the people who are saying they're fine really aren't fine either. It just hasn't hit them yet. Some of us take a while to, like, really process everything that's going on, and we take time before it really hits us and we really address that hurt and that pain or that stress. So The first thing that I do is thank you, God. Alhamdulillah. I am grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be in good health. I'm grateful to be able to serve. I'm grateful for my amazing clients that come to me. I'm grateful for my family, my friends, my loved ones. Like, so the first thing that I do when I wake up is that gratitude. The second thing that I do is pray. And then the third thing that I do is meditate. So that is like every morning. And when I do this, it doesn't have to be a long time. The gratitude takes all like less than a minute to just say, thank you, God. I'm grateful for bop, 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 whatever that might be. You know, prayer takes a little longer because I have a formal prayer routine, how I pray. And then meditation, you know, depending on my day, depending on what I have going on in the morning, um, I might not take as much time. I may take 5 minutes, I might take 10 minutes, I may take half an hour. It just depends on that day. And again, the stress level. So if I'm feeling particularly stressed, like some mornings are better than others. Like I've noticed, especially now because we're quarantined and we're in the house, I need sun. I need sunlight. And when it's gloomy, like it was yesterday, and it's rainy, that really affects me. Where before it did not affect me as much. So if I'm recognizing just from not having sun, right, just from having that gloom, I need a little bit more self care, I might meditate longer. So you see how you work this, you see how you do this, right? But you got to experiment, you got to see what works for you. And by the way, you all, if you're just coming in, anybody, if you have questions at any time, feel free to ask, comments, feel free. I love to hear from you. So that's something that I do every morning, no matter what. Every single morning, 7 days a week. Now, the middle of my day and the end of my day, self-care varies. Now, so what I mean by that is like when I used to like really, really, really exercise, which I'll admit I'm not doing much of right now. That used to be kind of something that I would do either like mid-morning or like afternoon. Right now, I'm not really doing a lot of exercise just because my back was bothering me and I was trying not to aggravate that. But I am a fan of YouTube videos. I know a lot of you can't get out, you can't go to the gym. Some of you are making home gyms, some of you are making gyms in your garages. You can do things outside, you can take a walk. Roller skate. I saw somebody roller skate in their house. I was cracking up, you know. So we're getting really creative. But I love YouTube. Like YouTube has great workouts that are phenomenal. So you can do everything. I mean, kickboxing, Tabata, dance, yoga, everything. I drink lemonade and cocoa drink every morning. Awesome. Lemonade and cocoa drink? Okay, you got to explain that one to me. So that's something that right now I'm not doing as much of, but what I am trying to do more of is stretch. So some of the things that I like to do is Tai Chi and Qigong. And so I'll do that. So that's a part of my self care routine. And talking about drinks, I am a huge tea fanatic. So, you know, I'll either have my morning tea or my morning coffee. Again, depends on my mood, depends on what I want. So, my tea will depend on my mood or what I want. Do I want energy? Do I want more calm? That will depend on the type of tea that I drink. If I need more of a perk, I'll have coffee in the morning and then maybe I'll have like tea at night. But all still a part of my self care. I love my daily tea. Yes, finally use the jump rope. Yes, jump rope is another good thing that you can do. So there's so many things that we can do at home. I know a lot of us are thinking about all the things that we can't do, but there's so many things that we really can make use of right at home. I actually am not a big gym person. I just found that if it's not convenient, I'm not really going to do it. I actually prefer working out at home. So for me, it wasn't this, working out shift was not a big deal. I prefer it, but I know some of you really enjoy that. You want the camaraderie, you want to be around other people, you have personal trainers, all of those different things. So again, we make the lemonade out of lemons, right? Separately, lemonade first to clear my system, coca drink because it makes me happy. I love that. I love that. I love that. That is so, so, so important because ultimately your self-care should make you happy. It really should. So I love that. You take care of your health first and then you do something that makes you happy. Great system. Love it. And yeah, so I mean, I can definitely say that. Like, so one of the things that I used to do in the morning I should have it for you. I used to do the apple cider vinegar in the morning. I don't take the shots anymore. I actually got these gummies that I really like, so I take that. So vitamins, that's another thing. So I take the gummies and my vitamins. So I do that in the morning as well. And some of these things I don't even think about because I've been doing them for so long. It's just what I do, right? So that's a part of my self-care routine as well. So I don't do the drink anymore. I do the gummies, which I like better because sometimes I will find myself forgetting to do the drink. But right now, what I am drinking in the morning as well, before whether I have breakfast or lunch, because sometimes I'm doing like intermittent fasting. So I may not even eat until like 12 o'clock. But what right now, particularly because of what's going on, I'm taking a lot of vitamin C. So I'm doing my vitamins and everything, and then I'm doing like the emergency. So I'm drinking that and water every morning right now, just to boost my immune system and things like that. I am looking into cleanses right now as well, because this is around the time where I cleanse. So I'm looking for a good cleanse that I want to kind of check out. And I like trying different ones just to see what I like, or how, how I react to them, how my system likes it. So that's something that I'm on the lookout for right now. I'll actually probably be posting that in my Facebook. If you didn't see today, I post things all the time. And one of the things I posted was, looking for natural deodorants and also natural teeth whiteners. Because again, I like to experiment. I like to see what works. A lot of people come to me and always want to know, Avalaura, what are you doing? So I like to try all of these things. So that's on there. So you can contribute to that conversation if you want, but I'm definitely going to ask about cleanses as well, because I like to see what people are doing and what's out there. So that's the morning kind of routine, right? Afternoon, I pray again. I might do some meditation. And this time I might do like a shorter meditation or a longer one, depending on what I did in the morning. So let's say the morning I only meditated for like a few minutes. So then in the afternoon, I'm going to carve out a little bit more time to meditate. So there's always that balance for me. And y'all, and this is what I do. Like, I can tell you this stuff works because I do it. The other thing that I try to do every single day, and this is so important, is I try to listen to something really uplifting, really positive. So for some of you, if you're religious, if you go to a particular church or whatever, it might be a message from your pastor. For some of us, it's podcasts. Like, I love podcasting. I have 2 podcasts. You can check out Avalaura Heal My Life is on everything. And I'm talking about different self-care techniques and all things related to holistic health and well-being. A lot of different interviews and things like that as well on there. And then also Black Women Leave America, which is all about highlighting Black women who have traveled outside of America, which, God, how many of us wish we were doing that right now, and telling their stories. So I love podcasts. So I make sure that I listen to something uplifting every day. The other thing that I would add to that list is my power journal. My 31-day journal, which is a journal, and actually every single day has a message to go along with the journal entry. Yes, I do actually listen to my own products. I'm not lying, y'all. Like, that's how I know it works. Like, if I don't like it, I'm not going to put it out to you. So that's actually included in the self-care bundle pack, as well as my meditation, which, yes, I do listen to my own meditation, y'all. So those are things. Make sure you listen to something powerful and uplifting every single day, especially now, to boost your spirits. Hey, Delana, one of my favorite people. What's up? So that's really, really important. Right now, particularly, one of the things that we don't realize is that we're getting an overhaul of the negative, especially right now. So, for example, like, scientists have already proven that on a daily basis, we have about 60,000 negative thoughts every single day. 60,000 negative thoughts every single day. And 80% of those thoughts are negative. So I want y'all just to like think about that for a moment. So on a daily basis, the majority of your thoughts are already negative. And you're hearing those same thoughts over and over again, recycling like a broken record in your mind every single day. So when I say listen to something positive, now there's so much more that needs to be done. Like, one of the things that I do with my clients, like, we really work on identifying the negative thoughts and how to discreate them. That is so powerful. It is so necessary, because this is what we're dealing with. And these thoughts play out in our lives, and they influence our actions, our behaviors, and the lives that we create. But if you can at least listen to something positive, you can start to at least combat some of the noise that's coming on from the outside. So you got like the inside negativity that you already dealing with on your own. You don't need any other outside stuff. And then you got all the outside stuff. And right now, I'm gonna tell you the news is negative. I mean, I do not watch the news for my own self-care. I stopped watching news. I know some of you like I want to stay informed. I need to watch the news. I had a client today. We had to really map out a strategy for him around that because that was important to him. But here's the truth: for some of us, the news is just too much. So I take a news fast. I will, read about things, but I'm not going to watch the news. It just is not good for my spirit. So I'm keeping that out. And the other thing is social media. Like periodically, I will take a social media fast. Like especially on the weekends, I might come in, I'll post something and I'll leave, or I just don't come in at all. Because especially right now, again, it's increasingly negative. You're seeing all these things happening, and it's just too much for some of us. So we're already contending with what's going on in our own life, in our own minds. And then you got all this outside stuff coming in that everybody's talking about that does not serve you. So to combat that, listen to something positive. Listen to something that's uplifting. And sometimes you might need to listen to it more than once. So that's something else that I also do as a part of my self-care routine. Listening to you is uplifting. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. And that's why I'm here. That is absolutely why I'm here. I stopped live streaming, but during this time I decided that I was gonna come on, and this is my service. Because I'm busy, y'all. I'm so busy. Like even right now, I'm about to hop on after this, and I got a mastermind meeting. I'm busy. But I decided to do this because I know people need it. I know what's going on with my clients. I see what's going on with social media. I see what's going on with my own friends and family, and I know that it's needed. So I appreciate you. So that's why I'm here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Like I don't have to be here because if y'all don't appreciate it, trust me, I got enough to do. I can fall back. But I'm grateful for those of you who are tuning in, who are sharing it out, with your friends and family, and it's of value to you. So thank you for telling me that. So that's something that I generally like to do if I get time out in the afternoon. I can listen to things, especially like while I'm eating lunch or something like that's a great time. I also love, love, love audiobooks. Like I'm an audiobook fanatic. So I do a lot of audiobooks as well. So that's something else that you can do. And when I'm talking about these things, it's on all levels. So it's like auditory, it's what you're taking in your system, it's also what you're surrounding yourself, also the energy. So when I'm even talking about these self-care things, they happen on every single level, literally mind, body, spirit. So those are things. So that's like my afternoon. And then evening, and then actually throughout the day, especially now, that I'm really in the same space most of the day. I'm a smell good. I love smell goods, aromatherapy. So if you've ever come to my space, if you've ever come to Avalaura's Healing Center, all of my sessions are virtual now. But if you've actually ever come, it always smells good. There's always some essential oils or incense or something behind the scenes going on. So that is a part of my self-care as well. So that might be going on throughout the day. And again, the scent depends on my mood, right? Like if I want to relax, then we're going to have like a lavender, chamomile or something like that. Or I have like the spa mix that I like. If I want to be more uplifted, then it might be more of like a peppermint or a mandarin orange or what's the other one that I like? Or maybe like a rose or a jasmine or something like that. It totally depends on my mood. Or it might be incense. So again, you play with it and you see what works for you. So that's going on throughout the day. The other self-care that I will also recommend is, y'all know I'm a huge proponent of Reiki. I am the Reiki queen. I teach Reiki, I give Reiki, and I love to receive Reiki. And so right now, I've had probably about, I don't know, 50% increase now in doing distance Reiki. A lot of my clients coming in now, some are new to me, some are repeat, are coming in and now doing distance Reiki. And for those of you like, what the heck is Reiki? I just got that question. It's a form of energy healing. And so this is the energy piece. This is how you have self-care for your energy, cleansing out your chakra system, your aura, your meridians, cleaning out any negative energy that's going on that you're not even aware of, bringing up those traumas and hurts that are stuck in your body that you are not even aware of. Also, for a lot of people that I work with that have chronic illness, lupus and, different things like that, Reiki is amazing for that as well, especially again during this time. You want to help your immune system, your overall health. This is a great time to get Reiki. So if you are a Reiki practitioner, one of the cool things is you can do self Reiki. So if you decide to learn Reiki, you can do self Reiki. And I will be teaching another class in May. If you want to know more about that, you can DM me or email me for more information about my May training. I also have a Reiki mastermind coming up April 22nd for anybody who's already taken Reiki. So if you've taken Reiki 1, 2, or 3, whether you've taken it with me or somebody else, we're starting a mastermind. So you can ask me about that as well. But I practice Reiki on myself. I also love to receive it as well. So Reiki is phenomenal. Yes, I broke that word all the way down. I cannot say enough good things about Reiki. It helps you to feel very calm. It helps you to feel very relaxed, just blissful, just feeling really good. Like whatever was going on, you just forgot about it. You just feel like you're floating on a cloud. It's amazing. So I highly, 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 especially right now, highly suggest Reiki. And also, one of the things that I do, again, and I want y'all to understand something. I'm telling you what I do so you can see like this is a very real thing. One of the things that I do, again, as a counselor, right, as a life coach, as a healer, as all these things that I do, I have to make sure that I also have my support system. And so one of the things that we always talk about is like healers need healers, right? We need support too. Life coaches need life coaches, therapists need therapists, counselors need counselors. And so I have somebody that I talk to as well. I have somebody that I pay and talk to. So I'm not just, I don't just talk about this stuff like, oh yeah, you should come see me. You need my help. I know you need help because I know I need help. I mean, this is a very real thing. So, this would not be a daily thing. Maybe this is a weekly thing or a bi-weekly thing or a monthly thing. Because remember, I said your weekly. I'm sorry, I said your daily, your weekly, and your monthly. So this might be a part of your weekly self-care is get a life coach, counselor, and I'm both of those, right? Talk to someone. It's so important, especially now, because we're in unprecedented times. And I think for most of us, we really don't understand the stress that we're under. We really don't understand how that stress is really affecting us. There might be things that you see, but there's a whole lot of things beneath the surface that you don't see, that you don't even realize. So eat more so than ever. That's important. And, for some of you, and I totally get it. I have a lot of clients who their income is not affected at all. In fact, I have some clients who are actually making more money now than they were before, particularly if they're in business and they're in the business that is really servicing during this time. So they're making more money. And then I have a lot of clients who, are government employees and private industry. They're working from home. So their income has not been affected at all. And I get that. So some of these things you might be saying it costs money. Yes, it does. But I also named a lot of things that don't cost money or they're very low cost. And so, I have a few slots. Well, actually, not just feel one or two. I just feel two. But for people who really need it, not those of y'all who don't need it, because some of y'all really don't. But talk to me, slide in my DM if you just like, look, Avalaura, I want to work with you, but you know what? I can't afford you. I get it. Right now, I get it. Now, any other time, I don't know. But right now, I definitely understand. So let's talk because I am here to support you because I understand what we're under and what's happening, and I am here to serve. So that's really important. So that's what I do in my morning. That's what I do in my afternoon. And then evening is a wind down. So let's say maybe I didn't do my stretches or my Tai Chi or something in the afternoon. I had like a really busy afternoon. I'll try to make sure that I do that in the evening. I pray again. I know y'all like this stuff. So I'm praying. I pray again. Prayer is free. I pray again. I also, again, depending on how my day went, I may meditate That's also when I'll have my tea. Like I love my tea in the evening. It's just something very soothing, very calming, very relaxing about that. I go outside. I'll either do that in the afternoon when it's starting to warm up. So when it's warmer, or if I don't get out there, I'll like early evening, I'll kind of get out, stretch around. I'll play my music. I'll sit on my porch. If I'm really feeling it, it's like at the end of the day, I'll get a cigar. Yes, I will smoke a cigar. It is very calming, relaxing. So that's kind of like my evening wind down. Um, and then, something that I'll do weekly is probably tune into friends and family. Like I can't talk to everybody all day. I talk to people all day. I talk to my clients all day. I have meetings all day. But, maybe on the weekends, weekly, I'll, tap into my friends and family. Hey, how you doing? Give them a call. Make sure that I check in with somebody and talk to somebody. Do a lot of these virtual happy hours, things like that a lot of people are doing just to stay connected to people. So I'm doing a lot more of that. But that's something that I do more weekly because I don't have time to do that every single day. But fortunately, I don't feel too disconnected because I'm talking to my clients all day. So I'm really tapped in that way. And then, of course, I'm tapped into social media. So those are things that I do. The other thing, and this is throughout the day, is like in no particular order, I make sure that I laugh every single day. I laugh all the time. I laugh at everything. I laugh at things that I'm probably not supposed to. I laugh at things that I've gotten in trouble for laughing for, and I don't care because it was funny. I love to laugh. So find something that makes you laugh. Sometimes I'll post up different memes or different things that I find funny, again, because we need a break. Everything doesn't have to be so serious. We become adults and we just think, we got to have our shoulders all here, all tense, walking around like the weight of the world is on us. And all we think about are bills and more bills and going to work and home and bills. And we lose our fun. Like you lose play. We lose just, doing things just because it's fun and it's silly. Make sure you do that. Play. So I laugh. I laugh. I laugh. And I do things that I enjoy. And it might be, y'all see me up here talking about Netflix, right? All the time. I'm giving you my Netflix suggestions. I'm asking you what you watching. That's something that's fun. I can chill. One of my friends like, gosh, that's a lot of TV. Yep, it sure is. What? Right? Like whatever is fun to you, do something that brings out the inner child in you, whether that's puzzles, whether that's games, you can do virtual games and, whatever, but do something that's fun for you. So I think that covers all of my bases. That's my routine. That's what it looks like. If you got any questions or comments, feel free to email me at avalaura@avalaura.com. Remember, you can get my self-care bundle pack, 2 of my ebooks, these 2 ebooks, plus my power journal that gives you daily messages, daily audios from moi. Also, my 20-minute guided meditation plus workbook is included in it. I'm hooking y'all up, and how to wrap your hair, which I consider play. So I'm giving you all those things. It's $44. It's worth 270 something. I don't even remember, but $44 I'm giving it to you for. You can download that. You get it instantly, immediately. If you don't want it, gift it to a friend. Okay. So, questions, comments, I'd love to hear from you. I will be back on Friday at 12 noon for Feel Good Friday. So, my biz bestie Jessica will be on. We'll be talking about how you relationshiping during the quarantine. So, whether you're single, whether you're married, whether you're trying to date, but you're trying to figure out how to do that during the quarantine, we'll be talking about all of that. Jessica is married with kids, so she'll be talking about that. I'm over here single by myself. I could use a quarantine boo. So, we'll have all those sides represented. I might have another guest on as well. So check me back out on Friday. Feel free to watch this as much as you like. Hey, replay viewers, hashtag replay. Let me know who you are. Feel free to share this out. And I will see you back on Friday. And then I will see you back on Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern time for Monday meditation. So have an amazing night. I hope this helped. And I want to hear from you. So even after this, if you put some of these things into practice, let me know how it works for you. Come back and say, hey, Avalaura, I tried this worked, it didn't work. I like this. I would definitely love to hear from you. Until next time, wishing you peace, love, and bountiful blessings. Have an amazing evening.